Hello, I'm Sandra, and this is Sing, Play, Create Teaching Tips. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 10 attention getters. Most of them are silent. They're all nonverbal, and they all work. I use them in my own classroom, and they stood the test of time. In my experience teaching, there was one year where I lost my voice, and it didn't come back fully for 5 whole years. I was able to maintain my teaching career using more nonverbal and silent cues to direct my students in the classroom. There's some great things I learned during that time period for classroom management. Let me share how attention getters that are silent and nonverbal can help you. I realize that students respond faster when I'm not talking, when I'm doing. Silent or nonverbal cues reduce power struggles. The benefits are amazing. Learning keeps moving forward, there's less stress for the teacher, and I'm able to save my voice. These attention getters work all the way from preschool up through elementary. Some of them will work in the middle grades. They're easy to learn, and watching this video, you'll have a backpack full of attention getters you can use in your classroom. The key is signals and consistency, not volume. Today, I'm sharing real, usable attention getters, not theory. You won't need new systems, you just need these better cues. I group these attention getters into 3 types depending on what your needs are. They're visual signals, rhythm and movement signals, and audio signals with no teacher voice. Let's start with the visual cues because many students respond better to seeing something than hearing something. When using any of these attention getters, it's super important to remember to teach your students what you're doing, why you're doing it, how to do it, when you're going to do it, and what you expect. Visual poses are something that you're going to do. It can be a freeze pose. Now you can go as silly or as serious or as formal or casual as your personality is with your pose. Some of the poses I've used are these. I've done the eagle pose, modified, and raising arms is a good way to get attention. So up high, and just repeating it till you get the student's attention. A funny freeze. A thumbs up, but maybe way up in the high sky here in the air, high in the air. Another super important tip is if you're going to use some kind of signal like this means to be quiet, then I do not talk. I've set a time limit on how long I'm going to wait. I want to make sure everybody sees me, so I might have to walk around the room. I might have to stand there for a minute. But we don't want to waste all our class time. And we have to keep on the schedule, like we might have to go to lunch. We might have to go to music class. So the students who are not following your expectation, there needs to be a classroom consequence for that. So that's an important step in building your own silent and nonverbal attention getters. Next, you want to make sure that you review these attention getters throughout the school year. You might have to do a quick review even after a 3-day weekend. In January, you want to make sure you go through everything again. Review, repeat, practice, communicate, all the way through the what, when, how, why, if, then possibilities with your attention getter. Remember to keep it fun and silly. You know, if you want to act like a monkey, remember the pose or the attention getter will work instead of your voice. The next visual attention getter is to use something that's always handy, sitting right on your desk or where you're teaching, that you can grab and show to your students. You can use the phrase quiet as a mouse, put it on a popsicle stick. Puppets work especially well with younger students. The puppets are the cue. You can choose a quiet puppet, teach what it represents, and when the students see it, they already know what to do. I used a lot of puppets in my classroom to show different kinds of voices. You could have a quiet little lamb, and the lamb can talk about how we use our very quiet voices. And the nice thing about puppets is you can walk around the room with them too, because it may just be a small group or one or two people that can't seem to turn off their talking. I also have used like a red stuffed animal. It's just, this is the one that's signal red, red. That means we need to get quiet. And a fish. A fish is another idea. Fish are quiet, swimming in the water. So those are some ideas for you to use for a visual fun. This is for younger grades idea, attention getter for your students to get quiet. The next visual idea is to use the same poster, slide, or print it as a card. You can put a poster on the wall and you can walk over to the poster and point to it. Make sure you put the poster somewhere where you may not usually go to, so that is a little bit different for them. They'll notice that you're going there. I made 3 different pictures that you can use in your classroom depending on your needs. There's the quiet as a mouse, there's the calm room, and then there's just please be quiet. Remember to teach the symbol once, use it consistently, and keep the expectation the same, don't change it. This attention getter uses sound, but not talking. And many music teachers use this idea. But you don't have to be a music teacher to use this idea in your classroom. It's extremely efficient and effective. You don't have to be a music teacher to figure out a rhythm either. You can use your name as the rhythm. My name at school was Mrs. Hendrickson. Mrs. Hendrickson. Just clap the syllables of your name without saying it. Then rest, count to 4, and play it again. I think the golden rule is playing it 3 times at the most to get everybody's attention. After the 3rd time, if you still have talkers, you've got your consequence in place. You don't have to clap it either. You can start by clapping, and then you could move to patting your head, patting your chest, being silly, patting your belly, shaking your hips. Use some kind of rhythmic movement of your body to get their attention. Be sure to teach it, have them learn it, have them show you, practice it, review, and be strong and don't talk while you're doing it. Another way to use rhythmic movement as an attention getter is to use the song Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. I'm going to go slowly. Head. I'm looking. Who's watching me? I might skip toes if I don't want to lose eye contact, and that's fine. So just tap your chest instead. Oh, who's watching me? Hips. I've almost got everyone copying me. Now I'm going to switch it. See if they can keep up. Oh, look, we're all doing it together. That's pretty amazing. And I haven't had to say a word. And maybe finish with a clap and hands in the lap. Another fun one that I used that my students really liked was the spider fingers. And the spiders are independent of me. That means I'm going to be scared of them. Ooh. And they are going to move and in and out, and they can chase each other. They can go around. They can go faster. Super fun, super effective, saves my voice. Let's try using a short, softer sound to get everyone's attention and say, please be quiet. This instrument in particular is easy to have sitting on your desk. It could be hanging on something on your board or your wall. It could even be attached to your lanyard, although you might sound like Santa walking down the halls. But we're going to use this to signal to get your students quiet. Don't be afraid to use a musical instrument even if you're not a music teacher. The children love it. They will respond really well and they will be willing to follow you if you play a jingle bell for them. If you're not a music teacher, choose something that you can quickly grab and that's not going to complicate your teaching life too much. So you have a shaker, the jingle bell. This is a little bigger, but if you like it, it is easy to grab and it has the finger holes. And these are ways that I use in my classroom to get my students' attention, and I can promise you they're super effective and they work. If you're a music teacher, you want to make sure you're playing something that you're not going to use any other time. There's some great things out there that I had in my classroom, and one of them is a chime bar, a singing bowl. Whatever you choose, be sure to use it often, practice it, review it, repeat it, so your students know what to do when you play the instrument. You can use these attention getters in your classroom very easily. You don't need to learn any new tricks. You just want to save your voice. You can think of these things on your way to work or when you're drinking your morning coffee. Be sure to use ones that you're super comfortable with and resonate with you. And then, of course, you're going to have to experiment a little bit with your class to see what they respond to best. Remember to teach them, have them practice them, repeat, 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 and try to do them daily. This will bring you the most success. Yay! And it will truly help you save your voice. Remember, teach the signal, practice it, use it daily, and slowly build a strong toolbox of attention getters. You can get all of these teaching tips in the downloadable PDF. Just check the description for the links. Now's a good time to hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching this video. Let's keep kids moving and learning with music. Sing, play, create.